So let us find out the maximum friction torque this single plate clutch can transmit. So okay, have a look at this one. These two plates are holding this single plate with a pressure of P. That pressure built up because of spring force. Pressure of P, nothing but an axial load of W. So let us find out the maximum friction torque this single plate clutch can transmit. So let P is the pressure with which these plates are holding this single plate. These friction plates are holding the friction plate. So this is the P. Nothing but we can take, we can consider that it is holding this plate with a load of W. With a load of W. So W is the axial force. P is the pressure with which it is holding the plate, and whereas R1, R2 are the outside and inside radius. Outer and inner radius of the plate, and thereafter we have coefficient of friction mu. Okay, these are the terms to be considered. Now have a look at this one. Let us consider ring portion. This is the shaded portion you can see here. So we are considering an elementary ring. We are considering the element ring. From that we can find out the torque that can be transmitted because of contact only at this small area. Then integrating the same to the limits, minimum and maximum limits, we can get the torque that can be transmitted because of the contact of this entire area. Okay. So let us consider this small ring, the small ring with a radius of r smaller. The thickness of this element ring is dr. So therefore delta W, that is an axial force whatever is developed there, only considering this element ring, is equals to pressure is equal to load by area, where load is equal to pressure into area. Pressure into the area of this elementary ring. Area of elementary ring is this perimeter 2 pi r into thickness of this elementary ring. Two pi r dr. Okay, now. So now we got this one. Now we have to find out the friction force. Friction force equals to, see, when the plate is holding like this, actually it is in rotary motion. So rotary motion. So here this plate, there is a relative motion between these two plates. So like this, then there develops a tangential friction force or circumferential friction force we call it. Because of this here, so this plate is rotating like this. So there develops a sliding relative motion between these two plates, and because of this rotary motion here, there develops a friction force in the direction opposite to the motion. So if you take a plate like this, the same plate actually, if you take somewhere here, if you take any point, if it is rotating like this in this direction, if it is rotating clockwise direction, the friction will be opposite direction, exactly circumferential force, means tangential to the force develops like this. This is the friction force. The torque is equal to this friction force into distance from center. So friction force Fr into distance from center, that is a torque. So which is developed because of that elementary ring portion. Okay. So let us find out this friction force first. From that we can find the torque. Okay, see here? So these plates are held together like this with help of a force W. When a W force is acting like this axially, then reaction will be, normal reaction will be exactly opposite. So normal reaction is Rn something is exactly opposite to this W. So therefore from this we can get W is equals to normal reaction, and we all know that friction force is equals to coefficient of friction into normal reaction, or nothing but coefficient of friction mu equals to F by R, means friction force by normal reaction. So from that we can get friction force is equals to mu into Rn. Rn is the normal reaction. As I said, the plates are holding like this. When a W force is developed here, normal reaction is developed in the opposite direction, which is equals to the applied force itself under equilibrium condition. So therefore, W equals to Rn. So mu into delta W, because we are considering the friction force only for that elementary ring. So the load acting in axial direction on this element ring is delta W. W is the total load acting on considering the entire area. So for this elementary ring, this is the friction force developed. So this is the friction force. So from this, as I said just now, the torque equals to friction force. Friction force into distance from center. So distance from center, this elementary ring we have considered distance of R. Therefore, into R. So this is the torque. Delta T suffix R is the torque which can be transmitted because of the friction considering only this elementary ring area. So now to find out the torque which can be transmitted because of the contact area from the minimum radius of R2 to maximum radius of R1, we have to integrate this one. But before getting into this, actually we have to consider two cases. One is uniform pressure condition, the other is uniform wear condition. So what is this condition? Why we have to assume these conditions, two conditions, uniform pressure condition and uniform wear condition. So let me explain this one. If we take a plate like this, if which is under completely friction force, if it is means which is in relative motion with the other plate getting in contact with it, then what happens here when these two plates are held together with help of some force, some pressure, whether the pressure is uniform throughout the plate, throughout this one actually. So there are two assumptions. What happens when pressure is uniform? When pressure is uniform throughout the plate, right from the center to the outermost edge of this plate, then what happens is the velocity is different when you take a point closer to the or nearer to the center, and when compared to the point which is far away from the center, the velocity is different. Let us see. If we take a point here, so for example, let us assume this plate is rotating with a speed of 1 rps, means 1 revolution per second. Means in 1 second, it makes this plate makes 1 revolution. Means this point, reference point, for example point here, this point has to travel this distance in 1 second. If we take another point which is somehow far from the center, somewhere here, so this point B has to travel this much distance in same 1 second. So means angular speed is same when you take point A or point B, or if you take point C or point D from center to the outermost edge, the angular speed is same where it has to make 1 revolution per second, but the distance it has to travel in the same time is increasing, means its linear velocity is increasing. So as the distance from center to outermost edge is increasing, the linear velocity is increasing, and because of which the wear property is different from one point to the other point, means the wearing will be more or increases as the distance increases from the center. So as you move away from the center, the wearing increases. Means if you take inside view, if you take this plate like this, if you take like this, what happens? Rotating like this, after certain number of revolutions, more number of revolutions, what happens? The wearing here will be less when compared to wearing here. So it will worn out, the metal gets worn out like this. Means this part will be removed. So wearing is more at the outer edges when compared to the wearing at the center. Means the wear is not constant here when pressure is uniform. Okay. So finally wear is not constant when pressure is uniform. If we want to have constant wear, then what we have to do? What we have to do is pressure we have to vary. We should not apply the uniform pressure throughout the area. The pressure we have to decrease, means the pressure whatever developed on the plate should be in such a way that it has to decrease with the increase of radius from the center. Means here pressure, therefore the pressure should be in such a way that it has to decrease with increase of radius. Means at the center the pressure should be more. When you take somewhere here, pressure should be less, here less, here still less. So it should go on reducing way so that wear can be constant. So here we cannot proceed from here onwards without taking these conditions. As I said, when pressure is uniform, wear cannot be uniform. When wear is uniform, pressure cannot be uniform. So we have to consider these two cases to derive the maximum torque that a plate clutch can transmit. One is uniform pressure condition, the other is uniform wear condition. Okay, let's proceed. So have a look at this one. Let us start with the first condition, that is a uniform pressure condition. So UPC, uniform pressure condition. So here under uniform condition, the torque, the same thing we can take here. So Fr into R, where Fr is equals to okay, this is the torque. Now, as we consider the pressure is uniform, when pressure is uniform, then obviously the pressure equals to load per area. It is distributed uniformly, so directly we can take load by the entire area with minimum radius of R2, max radius of R1. So W by pi R1 square minus R2. So that is the total area which is under friction. So therefore, we have to find out now the torque that it can be transmitted considering the entire area. So now, to find the total torque, we have to integrate this one, applying the limits. Total torque equals to integration minimum to maximum limit is R1, R2 are the maximum and minimum limits with delta dr. So that is equals to, so delta dr is equals to mu P dr. So taking constants outside, so integration of R square dr. So we all know that integration of R square dr is equal to R cube by 3. So limits are R1, R2, substituting the same. So this is what we got finally. So torque equals to mu P 2 pi R1 cube minus R2 cube by 3. So now again, pressure we know that W by pi R1 square minus R2 square, that we substitute here. So torque is equal to mu, where P is equals to W by this one, we substitute there into 2 pi. Okay, simplifying this one. So finally, the maximum time it can transmitted under uniform pressure condition is equals to 2 by 3 mu W R1 cube minus R2 cube divided by R1 square minus R2 square, and it can be generally written as T is equals to mu W R, where R equals to so this is how we can calculate the maximum torque a single plate clutch can transmit. So thank you for watching.